Hello, everyone. Dr. Vicky here, speaking to you from the Seeds of Transformation Healing Center. It's time for Taroscopes. We're going to be doing Taroscopes for the sign of Leo, Leo Sun, Leo Moon, Leo Rising for the month of September 2024. Before we get to that, I want to welcome all my new subscribers. Welcome to this wonderful community of like-minded um, seekers of wisdom, seekers of perspective. This is a wonderful community, and I think you're going to enjoy being here. Everybody is very thoughtful and open and ready to roll up their sleeves and do what needs to be done to move us into the new age, as it were. And for those of you who have been with me for years, thank you, thank you. You know how much I love and appreciate you guys. And it's been an honor to walk this path with all of you. So before we get to the tarot part of the Taroscope, I want to just talk a little bit about the astrology of the month. Now, Leo is a sign that is ruled by the sun. And so where the sun sits month by month, which is pretty consistent, right? It's usually, the sun's in Virgo, the sun's in Libra. It's September, right? And then we also take into consideration things like eclipses. We do have an eclipse coming this month with it's a full moon eclipse because when we have eclipses, the sun is active in eclipses. You can't have an eclipse without the sun, and we have the sun in at 26 degrees of Virgo, the moon at 26 degrees of Pisces, and Uranus making a sextile to, let's see, the sun makes a sextile to the moon and makes a trine to the sun. So it's powerful, powerful eclipse, and it's helpful. It's that Uranus energy, instead of just disrupting everything, is very helpful. We also have a new moon in the sign of Virgo. That is your second house of values, your second house of money, your resources. If you're considering starting a new business, say, starting a project, this would be a good time, especially if that project is going to be a source of income. This could be a time when you explore a better understanding of yourself. The second house is a house of self-worth and self-esteem. We do have the sun, of course, in Virgo in that house. And then on the 22nd, it moves into Libra. That is when the day and night are equal. It's the 2 points in the zodiacal year where light and dark are at this is 6 hours, six, is it 12? 12 and 12, sorry. I know there's 24 hours in day. 12 hours of light, 12 hours of darkness. Then here in the Northern Hemisphere, the darkness starts to take the lead. And in the Southern Hemisphere, the light starts to grow. And of course, I would be remiss if I didn't mention that on the first day, well, let me just say this, the new moon is on the second. On the first day, we have two big things happening. And I know what you're thinking. Haven't enough big things happened? I guess not, because more stuff is happening. But we have Uranus, the planet of revolution, rebellion, breaking out. The planet of awakening actually starts its retrograde motion on the first. It's at about, I think, 28 degrees of Taurus as it starts its retrograde movement. Now, of course, planets don't really move backwards. They're going around the orbit like they always go around the orbit, right? But it's going around the orbit of the sun, and from our perspective on Earth, it looks like it's moving backwards. Of course, you can't really see Uranus without the aid of a telescope. So we have to, we're doing that on trust, right? But the interesting thing is Uranus is an energy of awakening. And when it goes retrograde, instead of the awakenings or the revolutions being externally seen, they're actually much more internal. And so this is an opportunity for us to see what has gone on while Uranus has been moving forward. And now we have an opportunity to sort of go over some of that territory that has sort of been disrupted. And through that process, we have some internal illuminations. And then Pluto, the planet of transformation, of death and rebirth, which has been in Aquarius since I believe February 20th. It has retrograded back or has yes, on the first has retrograded back into Capricorn, where it will stay until the 20th of November. So about 2.5 months. It is the last degree. It stays in the last degree. In October, it stations direct and then starts moving out of that last degree. But it's very interesting that this is happening right around the time of the elections in the U.S. And will not be in Aquarius till after the elections in the U.S. This sort of dip back into Capricorn. Capricorn is an energy of the power being hierarchical in nature. And it's been in Capricorn really since 2008. And so we've had a lot of 16 years of Pluto in Capricorn. It has disrupted, transformed, uncovered all kinds of issues with the things that Capricorn represents, such as government, large institutions, banking, large, colleges, anything that's really, really big and sort of overpowering, where there's few people at the top and many sort of underlings. It's also about the plutocrats, right? The oligarchs. That's very, very Pluto. And so what has happened is the oligarchs have come into view. They've been uncovered, and we get to see not just the fact that there are people pulling strings, but we actually get to see who these people are. And now that Pluto, once it's done with this little foray back into Capricorn, moves on to Aquarius and is there for another like 19 years. Um, the last time Pluto was in Aquarius, um, they pulled out the guillotine. Now, I'm not saying that's going to happen, but there is this sense of more power to the people. Now, that's going to cause more disruption. It's not as stable, perhaps, as we're used to, but ultimately, I think it's going to be freeing for a lot of people. And we're going to have to learn how to get together uh, better. And I think we will. I think we will. Okay. So what else is anything else I want to say? The sun goes into Libra on the 22nd. That's your third house of mind. And is there an opposition? One moment. I think the sun this month is making an opposition to Saturn and then maybe Neptune. So I think those are probably pretty significant for the Leo as a sun ruled sign. All right, let me see. So the sun makes an opposition to Saturn on the 8th. Oppositions bring awareness. The sun is illuminating, and Saturn shows us where the boundaries are. So we become aware of our boundaries on the 8th. And then we have the opposition to Neptune. That happens on the 20th. That happens on the 20th. And that's more of illuminating the ideal, maybe how far we've gone, or maybe how far off course we've gone, because Neptune can be an obfuscating energy as well, and illusionary. So we're going to get a view of some of the reality of the situation, and perhaps where we have deluded ourselves this month. So that is just something, and that's true for everybody. But I mention it to Leo because you're ruled by the sun. So I'm using the Good Tarot today by Colette Baron Reed. I love the art in this tarot. I know I say that about almost all my tarot decks, but that's why I buy tarot decks. The art. It's the art. The art of tarot. Excuse me. Oh God, I just inhaled my own saliva. Hold on a second. That's gross. Sorry about that. Mm. Maybe it wasn't that. I think it's allergies. I guess it's ragweed season. I don't know. A lot of plants out there. Your throat gets dry. All right. One more. I'm going to use the Good Tarot, and then I am going to pull a Oracle card, Tree of Life Oracle, which is a great new Oracle deck that I found, or that found me, I should say. Isn't that always the way it happens? All right. Excuse me. Okay, we start with the Empress. I like the start. This good start. Good start. The Empress is the divine feminine. It's an energy of abundance. It's an energy of manifestation. It's about birth. It's about creativity. It's about creative creative visualization. So we're starting this month with an energy. It's a Venus energy. Venus this month is in Libra and Scorpio. So the energy of Venus is around relationship, crossed by the messenger of air. The messenger of air can be somebody who tries to put a fly in the ointment. Um, see doubt, perhaps. Maybe see doubt on your ability to manifest and visualize the life that you want. Um, you can do it. You don't have to listen to them. It could be your own doubt. Like nobody, if you have a doubt about your ability or your capacity to manifest something, somebody will come in outside of you and say, I don't think you can do that because it's your own doubt that's being manifested. So there's reasonable doubt, right? There's unreasonable doubt. There's, negative thinking on your part. So you have to evaluate. Somebody comes up, is this something that you yourself are doubting and it's a reasonable doubt? Or is it just a habit of stopping yourself from getting what you really want? Underneath it all, we have the Two of Cups relationship. Perhaps you're looking for a relationship. Perhaps that's what you're looking for here. And that little seed of doubt might be your past relationships that maybe haven't worked out so well. So, um, or maybe it's part of you that's saying, maybe this isn't the right person for me to join up with. And it could be any relationship. The Two of Cups, for the most part, is a love relationship, but it can also be, a friendship, companionship, somebody you can rely on, and it is somebody that you want to be able to rely on. In the past, we have this is called patience in this deck, but it is temperance. In other decks, it's about healing, it's about balancing. So you've worked really hard to balance your energies, um, temper your habits, perhaps do some healing. This is also a card of um, spiritual initiation. So you may have gone through a spiritual initiation. And what does that actually mean? Spiritual initiation is initiating into something new, prompted by the call of spirit, right? Ooh, in the sky, we have the Three of Cups. This is nice. This is support. This is friendship. This is care and concern, consideration. This is a nice card to have in the sky. So there are people out there who are glad to help or happy to be around you. We get the Judgment card here. It's called Call in this deck. In the immediate future. This is an awakening card. This is an awakening, and perhaps the awakenings I spoke of um, with Uranus changing direction, more internally oriented awakenings. This is coming to understand that you are a spirit having a human experience, that you are more than your body, that you are more than the life you live here and lead here, but you are connected to something higher, something greater. And that can be an awareness that you have, or it could simply be an awakening to something that you were unaware of before. How it's seen from the outside. The Seven of Water. Some people are going to think you're a little bit delusional. Now, of course, we do have the sun opposite Neptune this month and the sun opposite Saturn. So I think if you use your discernment, you should be able to figure this out for yourself, honestly. And we do have this new moon in Virgo. And Virgo is very practical and pragmatic, especially, and it's in your house of resources. So I think you're going to be quite pragmatic about your resources this month. In the domestic situation, we have the Ten of Air. This is the end of something, the Ten of Swords. I feel like maybe something does come to an end this month. Um, a way of thinking, a thought form, your thoughts structure your life in a way. And perhaps there are some of those thoughts that time has come for them to go. But it's very possible something, someone, some situation can end at this time. Hopes and fears, the Page of Fire. The Page of Fire is the messenger of the gods, really. And so is it a hope? Do you hope you're doing the right thing? That calling that you heard, do you hope that was spirit? um, are you wondering why you can't hear the words of spirit? Spirit is all around you and within you. It's possible you don't want to be called out for being the messenger. We have the Page of Water. This is more messages. These are messages of love. This is good news coming out at the outcome. Let's see if we can elucidate. Ooh, we have all the pages of air. This can be the truth teller. A lot of messages. We got the Page of Air, the Page of Fire, the Page of Water, and let's see. The Five of Air, abuse of power, and one more. See if we can get a major arcana. Ah, the Star. The Star. So lots of voices, lots of messages, some well-intended, some not. The Star says if you need to keep your own counsel, this is a card of meditation. It's a card of hope. It's a card of humanitarianism. Um, lots of messages out there, lots of mixed messages out there. Where can you get your information that you can depend on from your own inner self through meditation, through introspection, through taking your fishing rod and throwing the hook with a little bait, the question perhaps to spirit into the great cosmic sea and see what bites and pull it out and see what it is. The messages are there for you, but they may not be, you may have to go outside the normal channels here. Although for you, it might not be going into meditation may be a normal channel for you, but that's the channel you want to go. You want to trust spirit. Trust spirit. Let's see what's underneath it. The Six of Fire, that's the victory. The Nine of Air can be some anxiety. And the Five of Earth can also be a challenging change around resources. And it does not necessarily have to be a negative change. Five is about change. And so there is some change around your resources. I think there's a bit of a challenge this month for you, Leo, but don't lose hope and don't lose faith, because at the core of this is your connection to spirit. At the core of this is knowing that you can trust your own higher self to guide you through this situation. It doesn't seem awful and terrible, like, oh no, poor. It seems temporary. There's some temporary anxiety, and it could very well be that there's something in the outer world that sort of precipitates this. So But you start with the Empress, and that's a very powerful card. And you've done the work in the past with the healing, and you have the star ahead of you. So you have to keep your vision on your vision. Keep your vision on the vision, and it will manifest, despite the fact that you might have some bumps in the road this month. Let me pull a Tree of Life Oracle, see if we can get a little more elucidation on this. All right, this is a great deck. I just got it like last week, I think, or the week before. David Wells, good deck, beautiful art. As I said, I usually pick them. All right. Oh, dear me. Oh, dear. Everything's jumping out, jumping out, jumping out. The Magician and Judgment. All right, let's continue. Let's just try to pick a card without it jumping out at me. It'd be interesting if it was one of those, right? All right. Magician is about focused intention. Judgment is about waking up to your own soul. So that kind of goes. Faith. You need faith this month. Faith will move mountains. Certainly get you to the top of one. The personality triangle. Personality, nature, and mindfulness. This is the lower tree here. This is the lower chakras. The lower chakras deal with our ability to work within this dense physical environment. It includes the solar plexus, which is about being the captain of your own ship on this planet Earth ship. We have the sacral chakra, which deals with our creativity, and we have um, the root chakra, which deals with our sort of having our feet on the earth. This triangle here is Venus, Mercury, and the moon. We're having an eclipse this month. Venus is in Libra and Scorpio, and so it's about relating. It's a relationship is very important this month. And Mercury, oh, I think I'm doing that backwards. Anyway, Mercury's here, Venus is here. And Mercury is how we communicate. Mercury is going to be in Leo and Virgo this month, and it is direct. So creativity and discernment. So what I'm getting from this is a lot. If the 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 Empress card is found in the upper tree. Um, the um, the Temperance card is found on the path between the sun and the moon. And so you've done what you need to do. And I feel like if there is stuff happening around you that seems like things aren't working out, it's simply things working out and it hasn't gotten to the end where you see that it's working out. Does that make any sense to anybody? That's what it feels like. It's just I think right now nothing can be held on too very tightly. It has to stay in the realm of the imagination and continuously visualizing that which you want to bring into your life, and let things happen the way they happen. You don't have control over a lot of that. I feel like what's happening is, if this is a giant game of some sort or chess game, everything is just being positioned in such a way that when the time comes, it manifests like that. So it's not quite ready, but it's on its way, but it may not look like that. So that's what I want to say about that. All right. I hope that's helpful, Leo. Have yourself a great month. Don't worry about anything. It's going to be okay. We're all going to be okay. Take care of yourself. Get the rest that you need. Um, with this Virgo energy, Virgo is about health and healing. Libra is about relationship. Figure out who you can depend on. You can always depend on yourself, and you can always, always, always depend on spirit. So even if the people around you don't seem all that dependable, we'll just maybe hold back on any kind of final decision, final judgment at this time. And let's see where things fall, where the cards, how the cards fall, and then make a decision after that. All right, guys, have a wonderful month. I'll see you again in October. I am starting a introduction to the Kabbalah class. It's going to be held on Thursday evenings, 6 consecutive Thursday evenings. It's 2 hours every Thursday, starting on the third week of September. Introduction to the Kabbalah. It's a 6-week class. If you'd like to join us, I know many of you have been asking about that, and I've been promising it for a while now, so it's finally happening. And it's going to start in this month in September. So the links will be below if you're interested in doing that with us. All right, take care, everyone. Have a wonderful month, and namaste. It's all going to be okay.